Hi, I'm Olivia Corcoran, and I'm going to present to you my Quality Improvement Plan 2025 for the Caroline Cafe, located at 1 Caroline on the University of New Haven campus. So I am a current registered dietitian working in the field. I have received my master's degree in nutrition and dietetics from the University of New Haven a few years back. As a former student in the MS program for nutrition and dietetics at UNH, I have been tasked with using both my credentials and my own experience with the Caroline Cafe in conjunction with data-driven feedback from the current health science community to implement a quality improvement plan for the Caroline Cafe. So for a while now, we have been gathering sort of anecdotal evidence of customers not being completely satisfied with the offerings at the Caroline Cafe. As a result of hearing these murmurings for quite some time now, we decided to be proactive about this issue and conduct a few surveys along with other modalities for gathering data that would paint a more formal picture of the different innovations we would need to implement in order to increase our customer satisfaction. After gathering more data and reviewing it, we found that the data suggests that our customer base, consisting of students, faculty, and staff, are desiring more from the Caroline Cafe. So we hope to offer more high protein and vegetarian options, offer a wider variety of coffee drinks such as espresso and iced coffee, and require serve-safe food handler training to all of our staff. As it stands now, the menu and equipment at the cafe remain limited, and our student employees lack proper training to operate a more robust dining operation. As you can see in the menu above, the menu items are somewhat limited, and the wrap and salad options that you see on this menu are pre-made and stored in grab-and-go fridges on site, but the flavor of these sandwiches lacks the freshness that our customers truly desire. So that is something that we are looking to improve. So we used a few different methods to collect data of our customers' opinions. We created a survey to be sent out and a menu engineering analysis Excel sheet to be completed internally by our employees at the end of each shift. The survey consisted of 8 questions. We wanted to keep it short and sweet, as we have found that to be the most successful when asking people to participate in them. We sent out a link to the entire student body asking them to participate, and in that email we promised that 5 individuals who partake in this survey will be chosen at random to receive a voucher for 1 free item from the cafe once we've implemented these changes. So this 1 free item isn't valid for the old and tired menu items. It is valid for the new menu items once we have implemented these changes, whether that be a coffee drink or a sandwich. We also created a QR code to post all around the health sciences building and one at the register to encourage the community frequenting that building to make their voices heard. We also created a menu engineering analysis to be completed by an employee at closing each day. It became part of the closing shift duties. In my experience, this has been an effective tool in determining which items are selling and which are not, and just give us that much more intel into changes that should be made in terms of menu items. We then combined the data from the survey in the menu engineering analysis page and used it to create a SWOT analysis with the management team. This is always a fruitful method of getting ideas on paper in an organized and digestible way, in my opinion. SWOT analyses are also instrumental in creating clear guidelines for next steps in any business. So here are the questions that were featured on our survey. 1, what group are you a member of? Undergraduate, graduate, or faculty and staff? 2, how many days per week are you at 1 Caroline? 1 to 2, 3 to 4, or 5? 4, are you trying to incorporate more protein into your diet? Yes, no, I don't know. Sorry, skipped 3. 3, are you a vegetarian? Yes or no? 5, if more options were offered, would you eat breakfast and or lunch at the Caroline Cafe? This will be an empty answer box. 6, what breakfast items would you want at Caroline? Again, empty answer box. 7, what lunch items would you want at Caroline? followed by any other recommendations, feedback, etc. And this is just a chance for people to freestyle and really give us any feedback they have at all, whether that be from anything from the napkin quality to the food quality. So here's a snapshot of the menu engineering analysis that employees have been asked to fill out at the conclusion of each shift each day. This has truly been very useful in determining which items customers actually gravitate towards and which ones rarely get chosen. And knowing this information not only helps us choose new menu items to include, but also makes us aware of which items can be removed and ultimately help us save money. So just some line items. We have the menu item, the number of this item sold, the popularity, the item cost, selling price, item profitability, etc. Okay, and here we have the SWOT analysis that we created through culminating our data collection and our own opinions within the management team. So if you're not familiar, SWOT stands for strengths, opportunities, weaknesses, and threats. So we took some time with the management team, sat down, and put different content in different buckets. So under strengths, we all agreed that Carolyn Cafe offers fast and convenient options. It's open every weekday, and their class is held in that building every day, so there's always going to be traffic going in and out. Under opportunities, we said that we have an opportunity to add new appliances that can help prepare a wider variety of food options. We have an opportunity to use feedback from surveys to deliver items customers want. We have an opportunity to increase engagement with regular features on the UNH Dining Instagram account. And we also have an opportunity to invite clubs to use the space for meetings during operating hours and hopefully gain some more traction that way. Under weaknesses, we put that there aren't enough high protein options, nor are there enough vegetarian options. There's also limited coffee options, so we need iced coffee and espresso drinks along with more milk options. So we wanted to include almond, oat, skim, 1% coconut in addition to the whole milk and cream we already have on site. There are limited lunch and breakfast options, and of those limited options, they're not super fresh tasting. And another weakness is just relying on student employees, because that is tough during breaks and final seasons to maintain that consistency in scheduling. Threats to this operation are that this being a smaller building on campus means there's less foot traffic, which can therefore lead to a lower profit than the other dining options on campus. There is a high turnover rate with student employees, and we have a lack of allergen labeling at the moment, which definitely needs to be fixed ASAP. So after the survey was live for a few weeks, we were able to make some decisions about what we should add to our operation and our menu. The 5 main items that customers wanted were healthier snacks, iced coffee, made-to-order sandwiches, vegetarian options, and protein smoothies. Fresh was a word that we saw frequently in the desires of customers. They also expressed a yearning for some more breakfast options like bagels, protein smoothies, and Greek yogurt. There's also a large vegetarian community on campus, and they were begging for us to add in some more options for them, particularly options higher in protein, such as edamame and tofu. Coffee was another repeat request we saw. Many people want more from the menu selection when it comes to coffee. They want that true coffee shop feel with iced coffee and made-to-order espresso drinks. So we gathered this data and we figured out what changes need to be implemented. We decided that it would be crucial to continue to monitor the preferences of our customer base as we began to implement these changes. So we kept the survey up and continued having the employees fill out the menu engineering analysis. And we also continued to just, converse with customers about the changes they wanted to see and their feedback on the changes we had already made. In order to increase customer satisfaction, we had to implement changes in 2 categories, personnel and the menu. In terms of personnel, we decided that all employees will need to get ServSafe Food Handler certified. Another change we wanted to implement in the realm of personnel is fostering a partnership with the graduate nutrition program. I will go into more depth on this in the next slide. And then as far as the menu goes, we wanted to purchase new equipment to help vamp up the menu items we can produce. And again, I will go into further detail on the specifics in another slide. We also wanted to update the menu items to incorporate more items that our customers stated they wanted. And we also needed to update our FDA compliant allergen list to make our patrons aware of the cross-contamination potential that can occur at this site, just to ensure everyone stays healthy and safe. So here I will go into greater detail as to how and why we will implement these changes. Since we will be adding more equipment that will allow us to expand our menu choices, a strong knowledge of proper food storing temperatures and other guidelines will be necessary for all of our employees. For this reason, we consider it necessary that each employee get ServSafe Food Handler certified. It costs $15 per employee, and part of the staffing budget will go towards payment of that certification so that our employees do not need to eat that cost themselves. Secondly, we hope to foster a partnership with the graduate nutrition program. This is an idea that I am particularly excited about, as I completed this program not too long ago. I'm aware that part of the curriculum is a certain amount of internship hours, particularly in the realm of food service in that second semester. Many students are placed at Bartell's to complete this internship, but I thought it could be nice to cushion that experience with a couple of shifts at the Caroline Cafe. Interns could come out and help and receive hours towards their internship, and we would receive extra help at no extra cost. An added bonus of this partnership is that all of these students get ServSafe certified through their program at the beginning of that semester, so we wouldn't need to worry about paying for more students to get ServSafe certified. I just think that fostering this partnership could be mutually beneficial for both parties and really help with the improvement of the operation as a whole. And lastly, continuous monitoring of the different initiatives being implemented will be imperative. Once every 2 weeks, I plan to have a manager on duty or one of the nutrition interns offer free samples of a new menu item and just, converse with patrons about their feedback and what they'd like to see from us going forward. So the new equipment we will be receiving is arguably the most exciting of the initiatives, as these gadgets will really allow us to expand out menu options and in return promote greater customer satisfaction. We will be getting a TurboChef, which is a bullet electric countertop oven, a high temperature dishwasher, a refrigerated sandwich prep station, an espresso machine, a small food storage freezer for sandwiches, and an ice machine. Secondly, thanks to our new equipment, we will be adding some new items to the menu. In addition to fostering that partnership with the nutrition grad program, I would also like to foster some partnerships with other dining options on campus to bring in some new items that our customers already know and love. I'd love to partner with Smoothie Haven and have an assortment of popular protein smoothies delivered to our fridges each morning. They'll be offered for sale at the Caroline Cafe and will provide a fresh vegetarian and high protein breakfast option for our patrons. I'd also love to partner with Bartell's to have a vegetarian breakfast wrap and breakfast sandwich option made. So I would place an order for a certain amount of each at the beginning of each week. They would be delivered and stored frozen until they're ordered, and then we would heat them in that TurboChef countertop oven. Additionally, I would love to add sandwich bar to the menu since we are getting that refrigerated sandwich prep station. I'd also love to offer fresh fruit for snacks and nuts, and offer iced coffee and made-to-order espresso drinks as well. And lastly, but certainly not least, we will need to create a new FDA-compliant allergen graphic for display at our register so that our customers with allergens are aware of the potential for cross-contamination at our site. And This is one that we have in the works at the moment. So pictured here is the FDA compliant allergen graphic. It explains clearly that many of our products may have come into contact with the big 9 allergens. It then goes on to list and depict the big 9 allergens, which include milk, eggs, wheat, soy, peanuts, tree nuts, fish, shellfish, and sesame. And this just ensures that everyone is feeling safe and healthy in the place that they choose to dine. So as we roll out these new improvement initiatives, we will continue monitoring their success and or failures in the way of equipment, new menu items, and just overall customer satisfaction. We will continue filling out menu engineering analyses at the end of each closing shift to closely monitor how the newer items are performing. We will also host free sample days where a manager on duty or an intern will give out free samples of a sandwich wrap, smoothie, coffee drink, and just sort of have face-to-face conversations about the different feedback from customers and how they're feeling about the new menu items. We also will ask employees to try a menu item as part of their training and ask for their honest feedback. Additionally, we'd like to invite clubs to hold meetings at the cafe, and in the hopes that they will purchase a food item or drink for their meeting. And then we will have just sort of open conversations with them about their feedback. We'll keep the survey and QR codes live and ask customers to fill it out regularly at checkout. And lastly, we will update the SWOT every month just to ensure that everyone's up to date with opinions and feedback. So here is the Gantt chart that our team has been operating on to keep us up to date on different initiatives we are to roll out. This is subject to change as equipment is back ordered and kinks are worked out, but for the most part, we've been able to stay on track, which has been great. As you can tell, we are currently around week 4, where we are beginning to implement changes based on the data we were able to collect in those surveys and just by having conversations. So we're still on track, which is great, and hopefully we can stay on track. Additionally, we needed to update the standard operating procedures. So all of the standard operating procedures live in a binder under the cash register counter. They serve as just, a wonderful reference for our employees anytime they are in doubt. However, our training will also prepare them thoroughly to perform all of these procedures correctly. For the sake of time, I've only included 2 within this presentation, the first being the standard operating procedure for hand washing. Employees will be able to look back on this whenever they are in need. And the second standard operating procedure I included in this presentation is for the temperature checking for the sandwich station refrigeration. This will be especially of importance given the new sandwich station refrigerator we will use for the made-to-order sandwiches. Although our employees will be ServSafe certified, this will be a wonderful reference. Employees will be asked to record logs of the temperatures they take with thermometers as well, and those logs will be kept for up to a year. On this slide, I have included a picture of the job description we will be posting to Handshake to attract student workers. This job description will also be distributed to the head of the nutrition graduate program to more formally document some of the tasks student interns will need to perform. Some of the responsibilities include greeting customers, preparing made-to-order sandwiches, heating up the breakfast wraps and breakfast sandwiches in a safe, ServSafe way, operating the cash register, ensuring the sandwich station refrigerator is kept at the correct temperature, ensuring all the food is correctly stored, and preparing made-to-order coffee. So here we have a sample 1-week schedule for our employees. Some of the parameters that we had to work around were the hours of operation, which are Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., and Fridays, 9:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. We also had to be sure that during the rush periods, which take place from 9:15 and 9:30 and 10:45 and noon on Monday through Thursday, have at least 2 employees staffed during those times. We had to work with a pay rate of $16.69 per hour for all 4 of our employees. Interns are free. And the weekly staffing budget came out to $950. And this sample schedule will cost us about $892.92. The remainder of the budget will be put towards ServSafe training. Ideally, we will eventually be able to place an intern on the schedule during a rush period instead of a paid worker to save some money. But as we are just starting out with this partnership, we'll ease into the demands of the shifts. So here is the sample 1-week schedule at a glance. With this schedule as it is now, there will be a total of 53.5 hours worked, 1.34 FTEs, a labor cost of $892.92, and a labor cost percentage of 29.76%. And I believe the industry standard for coffee shops of this scale is anywhere between 20 to 30%, so we still remain within that benchmark, which is great. But always room to be a little bit lower, But thank you so much for listening today. If you have any questions regarding my quality improvement plan, I implore you to reach out. We welcome any feedback or suggestions that you may have as well. So thank you so much for listening.